Hey guys, Jay here.
I'm B.
And this is Z. Let's get going. Hey, welcome to Natural Living with Us. Today we're going to switch up the topics a little bit. We're going to do an introduction into some crafting, harnessing scraps, leftover construction site materials, fallen trees, but primarily today we're going to get into river wood, commonly known as driftwood, but here it's river wood. So we're going to get into that today. Hello everybody, Natural Living with Us here again on a beautiful, beautiful hot day. We decided it would be a great day to go to the river and do a little bit of driftwood. Of course, driftwood is a common term referring to wood that has placed itself in oceans or large bodies of water, drifts around, you know, becomes driftwood. What it does is it wears all the bark off the outside of the wood, hardens the outside, gives it this beautiful look that you just can't achieve doing it any other way. You know, it's got to be drifting around in water or floating in water for some time to make it into that exact type of wood. Now in our case, we don't call what we're using driftwood because it doesn't necessarily drift around. It's river wood, but same principle. We live out on the river. So we're gonna be pulling some river wood today, showing you where to harvest that, how to harvest it, what we harness, and some of the safety issues, some of the things you wanna look out for, what type of wood you don't wanna grab. And then we're gonna show you a few crafts we've done with them and kind of introduce a new topic and section to the channel about craft and working with the nature around, purposing and rebuilding from Earth's home to our home to enjoy and to now show you. So you can now go get yourself some river wood, some driftwood, grab the right stuff, use the correct safety procedures, and begin to craft yourself some of this beautiful, beautiful wood. So let's jump right into it. In the spirit of how I roll, I would make some puns, but we'll try to refrain from the puns, you know, if you can imagine, to drift too far from the conversation, if you can imagine. I don't want to water this down too much with too much pun. All right, sometimes you got to jump in the truck. You got to grab the old work truck because some of this wood gets pretty large. Why carry that? It's 2020, you know what I'm saying? Got vehicles and such. Oh. I just took my fish oil this morning, but I haven't really eaten. Let me tell you, you take a bunch of fish oil on an empty stomach and belch her up, release the air, a little, I just did. I imagine that's how a cat's mouth tastes after it gets done cleaning its paws. That tastes like I just got done cleaning a baby fish like a mother cat would clean its kitten. Little spiky tongue and such, and I got like flakes of fish in my mouth. Fish is actually a good topic for today. It actually fits right in, so cool. Let's get in the truck and go get some wood. I promise that is not where I got my fish oil this morning. Definitely tastes like it though. Now remember, when you're out here harvesting, keep in mind when you're trying to get your footing and you're walking around on this wood, just be really careful. Not only the snakes, but you can slip and you fall. The river can take you away. I'm extremely sure-footed. I never fall. Never is a loose term. Perfect example of what you want to look for. Find yourself a river spot. This is right here at my house. This is the river we live on. Kind of a thin little portion over there, but we flood heavily here. We live in high mountains. We get a lot of rain. And this waterway, in a matter of 2 or 3 hours, will be here. So we're talking going from the stream under the bridge over there to filling this entire bottom of this bridge very, very quickly. Now, also within a day or so, we'll go back down. These choke points right here with the bridge, so all these trees end up here. All this river wood comes here. People who live locally, people who live on the river, go down with chainsaws and they cut up this kind of congestion to let it go further down the river. What you end up with is a bunch of cut up pieces like you see here. Particularly what's good for us is that piece. So that's a root system on the bottom of a trunk of a tree, perfectly cut off and ready to use. Riverwood. This is what we're after down here. This is what we're talking about today. I got a couple examples here. This end piece right here, this has been in the river much longer, it's much older. So the ends are nice and smooth now. This is a perfect river piece. You want to make sure it's good and solid. It's not porous. Put it in your home, it's just gonna rot and get soft really quickly. So make sure it's nice and hard. Pretty good too. It's a nice hard piece. Nice and long, so you can cut this up in sections, use however much you want. Just by grabbing one piece, you have a nice piece to use. Here's an example of riverwood that looks kind of cool. It's not anything you want to use for building anything inside, anything you want to last. If you know it's a cool looking piece, all I would probably do with this at most is put it in the yard or in the garden or something for a decoration. Eventually over time it will rot away and you just have to get rid of it, but until then, fun to enjoy. Another great example of a place to harvest. Trees, these trees right by the river hanging over it. You see this wood has piled up here, has accumulated. This wood does that all down the river, making its way down. It'll get stuck somewhere up there, and a mile up the river, and a mile up the river, and it'll get stuck here. So over time, it's wearing itself down and becoming perfect driftwood. Something to point out on safety. And you can see in some of the clips that I'm being careful and taking my time, and that's because certainly during the summer and the hot times of the year, snakes are out. We have cottonmouth, water moccasin, and we've got just standard water snakes here. Definitely don't want to come across a cottonmouth, but I really don't want to come across any of them. So I'm just careful when I mess around. This is where they like to live. It gets really thick in here and they're hard to see. Also, I want to point out here, this is really, really valuable if you can find this, especially right now with COVID going on. We got some toilet paper right here. So you never know what you're gonna find. It looks a little used, but there's still some white here and there. So we'll harvest that. We'll put that to good use as well.
No, we won't.
All right, putting in the last couple of screws here in our riverwood staircase cluster. What I'm doing is I've just taken these pieces of riverwood and I take them out to the saw, skill saw or table saw, and I cut them flat right here at the length that I need. You can see at the bottom right here, I didn't even have to really cut these off. I leave the bottom natural and then I just run the top up and cut it off where it meets the top of the ceiling. So you get a nice clean look. And then you just go through and pick your own spots. Pick your own spots to kind of tighten the thing together. Screws going into the bottom, screws going into the top, and then where you've got pieces meeting right here, screws going together so that you have a nice, sturdy and strong structure. And now we have a beautiful riverwood staircase wall. All right, here's the front side leading up the staircase here. And this is from the living room side. You can see that we've got a frame going around the Riverwood section. And then this large piece of root, which is exactly what all this is root that we showed harvesting from the river. That large one there makes the inside frame. And it's just filled in randomly. Let's get up on here and show you how awesome it is to find the pieces with the rocks still embedded in them and how wonderful it turns out. Now we've only put one small layer of polyurethane over this. It's always best polyurethane. You can see this one's kind of shiny. Just to give it a little life and protect it. Easier to clean. Get on here on some of these rocks embedded in here. Look how beautiful this is. How cool, huh? There you go, we got more right here. So we really take advantage of this. All of this, minus that piece, that's a tree all in of itself. Small tree. But the rest of this is all one trunk system. I've just kind of dismantled and designed right back in here. Here I'm just giving a little look at a nice little added feature we put in here of the handrail. That handrail is just one nice long hard piece of riverwood. Worked out really perfect how it just set against the wall. You can see here. And just giving a tiny teaser for upcoming things. Here's a wall that we've made out of handmade wooden planks. And a tiny bookshelf we've inserted in the wall. Really cool little feature there. Got a bunch of those. Here where I've put in tile. I like wood looking tile because I like wood. Here again, we've got the bathroom floor, wood looking tile. And again, I've stuck to sort of a driftwood looking tile in the shower. This is up on the loft. Again, handmade planks out of plywood. They are gorgeous. Hey, thanks for enjoying this short video today. Just getting us introduced into a little bit of crafting, a little bit of using what's around us and harvesting, taking care of the earth, cleaning up our trash, cleaning up her trash, and repurposing it into something beautiful and something wonderful and something custom. Natural living with us. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more craft, more topics, more edibles, more fun.